Hey, so looky here. First of all, I want to welcome you back to another EverQuest video. It's going to be the game I'm playing at least for the next week. I didn't really have a whole lot of time to play today. I had some other stuff to do. And I was watching the video by Slayheim. Very interesting video. They're talking about, and I haven't made it through it all, but I will. I will. It made me think of some of the times that I had, mostly with Minglewood here. He was my raiding character, and he was the one that did all of the work to get me to where I was on the server. And I did become fairly well known on the server. I would log in and have at least 5 to 8 to 10 tells, hey, can you come and do this with us? Because, you know, in the early parts of EverQuest, enchanters were much needed for a lot of things. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the world. I pretty much stopped him soon after I did enter, right? I pretty much stopped him soon after the Plains of Time, because about that time, EverQuest 2 came out, Dark Age of Camelot came out, and WoW came out. And I played all of them. I played EverQuest as well. Um, let's see. So, let's pop this open. So I'm sitting at less than 6,000 hit points. My intelligence is 288. And a lot of this is, of course, I have no chronos. A lot of this is gear. I didn't get a whole lot of gear from Plane of Time, but I did get keyed through to Plane of Time. And I'm sure I could find that on my keychain if I could remember. So I don't even remember all this stuff. But I played through 2004, 2005 with Minglewood, and his time played is his age is 26 years, 524 Norrathian years. He was born on March 22nd, 2000. So soon he'll be turning 27. Total time playing 126 days, 20 hours, and 56 minutes. This session, I haven't really done anything. It took me a while to figure out and catch up to this character because I couldn't figure out what my login was. So today I took some time so I could come in and show this character. Because there might be somebody that watches this that's like, holy cow, I know Minglewood. And if you do, please leave me a message down below and tell me how you know me. Mostly to be from raids, it might be from guilds. I had several guilds that I was in. The one, and I can't even tell you what the name of the guild was that I was in whenever we were raiding Plains of Time. All of the big plains to get to the Plane of Time. I can't tell you who it was. I know there was a group called the Knights of Twilight that I did some stuff with. I was never in the guild on EverQuest, but I was whenever they moved to Dark Age of Camelot. And I played with them on Camelot for a while. But, and then of course, EverQuest 2 came out. Was interesting, but just not the same. And then World of Warcraft came out, and it was a lot of hand-holding, go here, do that. Whereas with EverQuest, you know, you could run anywhere you wanted to go and do whatever you wanted to do as long as it was in your level. So I still, to this day, enjoy EverQuest more than I do any of the other games that I've played. I recently was playing New World Order, and that, of course, was rug pulled. And I actually thought it was fun. It was good, and I was just playing solo just to get through that. But with this character, I did a lot of raiding. Of course, early on, we got to 46 as soon as we could, so that we could do the Plane of Fear and the Plane of Hate and the Plane of Sky. Those were the big raids at the time. Whenever we were leveling up, and as Slayheim was talking and they were talking about consequences, I was thinking about the Plane of Fear. You had a lot of consequences with the Plane of Fear because there were times where you would go in there and you'd get wiped. The whole group was wiped. The whole raid would be done. So then we'd have to go back and we'd have to try again. We'd have to get reses done. We'd have to summons whatever corpse possibly, because people would try to run away with mobs to slow down the process, and then everybody'd have to get their gear. So that was always a crazy raid. And same thing kind of with the Plane of Hate, but I don't ever remember getting wiped. I remember everybody was like, go in, you have to be invis, and then you need to scooch backwards, and then we see if anything comes, and then we'll start pulling. There were times where things came, and we did fine. So, and being an enchanter, I got to be on the front line. That was so much fun doing mezzing in the Plane of Hate, and mezzing in the Plane of Fear as well. It was a little different, but in the Plane of Hate, you did a lot of mezzing. And, you really learned how to work with aggro while you were in those two planes. And I would have so much fun with my guild that I would play with the aggro. I would get the mob mad at me to where I could sit down and they would come to me and I'd stand up and it would stop. So every so often, while we're messing around or doing a small raid, I would pull the mob towards me and they'd be like, what's going on? And then they would remember. And then also in the giant city, I had a great healer, and I'd always warn him before I would do it, but I would try to see how many times I could get summoned in one of the giant fights. It was just so much fun. And Minglewood was the guy who really got me into EverQuest. I played a ranger before that, started in November of '99, but I didn't really take off till March 22nd. Me and my roommate both made Dark Elves. He made a Necro. So as we were leveling, we could do just about anything we wanted. It was a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and sit him out. One of the first equipment that I got was the eye patch from Vox, Lady Vox. And that was like really controversial. People were ticked off that I got it. And it's just like, I don't know how many times I did that raid before I got it, but it was plenty. And so yeah, no, that was probably the best item I got early on. And then of course all the Plane of Hate gear. All the Plane of Hate gear that I got. And then from there, just, as expansions got further along, your gear got better. So then, while I was not playing in raids or groups or anything, I did make a druid so that I could just go and play whenever I wanted to, wherever I wanted to. And I would solo. I'd pull 4 or 5 things, snare them all, and then AoE them to death. And it got easier, once you got some practice in, and you could do whatever you wanted to do. And of course, you could go to any place you wanted to, and you could You could go to any place you wanted to. You could travel there quickly, and you had speed in your feet due to the sow. But I wanted to bring this up because this is a druid. Yes, it's 20 levels higher, but I have 32,000 hit points as an 85 druid. Um, and that's probably nothing comparative to what people have nowadays. I'm not even sure what the highest level is. Um, and my wisdom is 669. I mean, it's just crazy. And this guy has played since August of 2000. 66 days, 5 hours, and 58 minutes. I can't tell you the last time that I logged in Airbus and played with him so that he would level. You know, it's been probably a decade. Don't get me wrong, every once in a while, I will log in to see if I can do anything, check anybody out, see if my guild members are on. And actually, the one thing I have noticed is this guild is still very active. Oh, okay. It is just me. There was just a bunch of people on earlier, whenever I found the account. So it must be past time while people are no longer doing anything. They probably logged on and did something. And then oh, there's somebody. Did I type something wrong? Okay, there we go. I don't know what I typed before, but yeah. See, it's a very... Still have 23 people on. And they've got level 130. So I guess 130 is the new top. But, and I appreciate these guys. Every time I've logged on, they've been very friendly. They haven't kicked me out. And it's nice to have people around, whenever you log in. But I am thinking I'm going to play EverQuest at least this week. And it's going to be the live server. I could play P99. I could play Quorum. But I just want to be on the live server. I started a druid yesterday on... I don't even know what server that is. How do you say that server? Let's go. Alright, so I am on Tunare. Let's see. I think it was on Zagany and Drizzle Row. But I'm on Tunare, the 7th Hammer. So if anybody wants to play, it won't be on Tunare. I don't want to have stuff and the possibility of handing off stuff. We can play on any of these servers. It doesn't matter if they're low, medium, or high. If we have a group, we can go have some fun. And that's pretty much all I'm looking to gain from this. Because this year, I'm going to look at other games to play, maybe Monsters and Memories. So we will see. But if somebody wants to do this and we can get together on time, and if we can get a couple people, that'd be really nice. And then we can figure out what classes we're going to be. Otherwise, I'm just going to play along and play solo. Maybe do a druid. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do something else. Maybe I'll stick with the tutorial. Maybe I won't stick with the tutorial. Who knows? I'm going to take my time, have fun. That's really the biggest thing that we should do as we play games. And I think a lot of the games, you just kind of feel like you're grinding nowadays. So, and of course, you did grind with EverQuest back in the day, but you had fun because you did it in a group, with a group of friends, with a larger group, with a larger group of friends, so you had lots of stuff that you would do with others. So that's going to do it for this video. I do have one question, and I am hoping, please, someone hits that subscribe button and moves me to 50. That to me will be a big deal. I've been doing this for a long time, but I never do it regular. So I do need to do it more regular, because I think, playing these games, I have a lot of fun. And if and when I get some more friends back playing games, then we can bring that fun to others. And I hope more people can just hop in games, have a little more fun. I don't know if you've watched any of Dom's gaming channel psychological videos. Those are all very interesting, and I found myself being one of those people that would log onto a game and be like, oh yeah, I don't want to do this, and then scroll through the other games I have and be like, okay, nope, and then go do something else. So we have to be intentional about immersing ourselves into the games that we choose to play and who we play with. So again, thank you very much for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button, leave me a comment, and share this video with others. I will talk to you soon. Thank you.